right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday, and our good friends Amy Goodman was in with Donna Jacobson to show us some wines from her new portfolio of wines, which she took over a lot of stuff that Adriana Chinsky had, and a lot of great stuff, and then she's got her own stuff, a really nice book of wine sold through Southern Wine and Spirits. I think it's in the Gems portfolio, and the Kamen that we have here, the final wine we had at this tasting was just awesome, and we've had these wines in the store for a while. They are estate bottled, and I mean, just a lot of the stuff in this book is like this, small producers, really high quality, made by Mark Harold. And anyways, we got to get to that. We got to get through a little Sancerre from Fournier first, Labelle Vines, and this is a very famous producer, and pretty typical bouquet, kind of gooseberry, white grapefruit, and a little briny, kind of minerally seashell kind of note, lime blossoms, a little musky quality there coming out as this wine opens. Really refreshing and zesty on the tongue, that briny, mineral note, leaving your tongue salivating for food at the end. A very good little Sancerre at $26. The Big Ben Chardonnay, R2 Wine Company, Roger Rossler. And these R2 wines, the labels are just a little hard to read. And I don't know, it's all purchased fruit from Russian River. And it's a pretty commercial style Chardonnay to me. Juicy tropical fruit, notes of fresh buttered popcorn, and kind of a marshmallowy sweet note coming out on the second day. Good amount of that fruit on the palate. This wine almost a little bit sweet, that buttered popcorn and lemon drop candy on the finish, and that candied marshmallow note, man. This wine really changed a little bit. I don't know if for the better on the second day, but I can see why the crowds are going to like this wine. It's got a lot of mass appeal at $21 and still reasonably priced. The Black Pine Pinot, they blend Sonoma and St. Lucia Highland fruit for this one. It's got a bit of a sun-dried quality to the fruit to me. This black cherry and kind of dried flowers and a little hint of earth there. Very soft and easy drinking style with a short but pleasant finish. Very good also at $22.50. Freeman Vineyards and Winery from the Sonoma Coast. It's a great small producer. We've had their wines in the store, not just because we got a customer named Drew Freeman, and he wanted to have wine with his name on it, but because they're good. And it's very far west in Sonoma, about 8 to 10 miles of the coast, and they've been making wine since 2000. They own a vineyard, but they also buy fruit. This one's got some great vineyard sites in it. This is the Sonoma Coast, and it's Helenthal, Thorne, Campbell, and Harmony Vineyards, and it has a lovely bouquet, sweet candied cherry fruit, pretty floral notes, some brown spices, kind of twigs and dried earth coming out on the second day, though, this wine. Very good amount of ripe candy cherry fruit on the tongue, that brown spice, and a nice freshness here, but like I said, that kind of dried earth and twiggy note coming out on the second day, but still excellent juice, and a little bit more expensive, $37. Well, $55. Hoo-ah. All right. Good Pinot's not cheap. Cheap Pinot's not good, usually. All right, Domaine Houchart. Wow, this is the best value of the whole day here of Côte de Provence Red. $12.50. Amazing, some of the stuff you can get from the south of France. Grenache, Syrah, Cabernet, Carignan, Mourvedre from a 200-acre estate. This is like that classic kind of gamey, smoked meaty notes from Mourvedre and dried herbs, but a nice amount of mixed berry pie fruit there. Very forward and seductive, and on the palate, the same way. That ripe fruit showing brilliantly on the tongue, and that pretty floral notes, and a little bit of that peppery spice and those meaty notes at the end, but a real crowd pleaser, and what a great little value at $12.50. Wow. All right, the Domaine de Vieux Lazaret, Chateauneuf du Pape 2012. We had the 10 last time Donna was in, and I thought it was excellent. This one a little light, and the 12 vintage, definitely the culprit here. A bit of that animal note to the mixed berry pie, some fine herbs, and a very balanced style, we'll say. Very smooth and silky on the tongue with nice freshness, that herb and floral note coming out at the end, and just a little bit light for me at $37.50. You can find so many great Côte de Rhônes that are almost as good as this wine to me. Did not deliver like the 2010 did. The Fidelity, High Fidelity from Alexander Valley, mostly Merlot with a little cab, and this is from our friend Nick Goldschmidt. And he used to be the winemaker at CME. He's consulted around the world. He still makes wine, I think, on 5 continents. And this wine's got a good amount of cherry and plum fruit, that typical character of Merlot with sweet herbs, tobacco, a little eucalyptus-y note coming out on the second day. A good amount of ripe forward fruit on the tongue with that smooth and easy drinking style, finishing with a nice freshness and echoing that spice from the nose through the finish. Really excellent bottle of Cabernet. All right, the Kamen 2011, a bad vintage in Northern California. This is from Sonoma Mountain. As I mentioned before, Mark Harold's a winemaker, 100% varietal, certified biodynamically farmed vineyard. And wow, this got a little bit of that green herbal note to it, but still a lot of beautiful cassis and currant berry fruit, graphite, bitter cocoa, really nice complexity, nice earthy tones coming out as this wine opens, and it has a lot of fruit for this 2011 vintage, man. One of the best 2011s that I have tasted. Just a wonderfully balanced wine. A little bit of that green herbal nuance at the end, but again, plenty of fruit to match that bitter cocoa and spice and long layered finish, man, for $83. Most excellent juice. Definitely one of the best 2003s that I've had. That's what we had to drink with our friends Amy and Donna. I'm your host, Andrew Lamposoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.